Shalom Makim, brother Ramak from the Miami camp, Great Millstone. And first of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the brothers out there spreading the word and truth and sincerity. Just want to do a short video, in hastening the day of the Lord and looking towards the rewards. We have to understand that it's a straight road that we have to get through to inherit that kingdom, to inherit salvation. And we got to go through it. That time of Jacob's trouble, we got to go through that. Even now though, the chastisement and the furnace of affliction that brothers go through, we have to do it, because if you don't go through that, you're gonna perish anyways. So you might as well go through that with hope and faith, and Lord willing, you inherit the kingdom. So first I want to get into this to 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse, I guess I'll start at verse 3. Well, I'll start at verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night before. And this is Ezra talking. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell you. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the inches were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? So the angel was saying to Ezra, what if the sea only had a narrow entrance? Yeah, the sea is vast and great, but what if there was only a narrow entrance? You would have to go through that narrow path in order to get to it. Otherwise, you won't be able to reach the sea. And that's like the kingdom. In order to get to that kingdom, there's a narrow path that you have to go through. It's stuff that you're going to have to experience in this truth. Chastisements that you got to have. And stuff that, the scriptures tell you, you got to forsake mother and father. You got to hate this world. So it's just stuff that you have to go through. A certain way that you have to live in order to inherit these promises. This is verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. And that's the kingdom. That's the kingdom. Really by way of salvation also, because we want to be saved by Yahweh Shai, and we want to inherit that kingdom. We want to be part of that first dominion. We want to be part of the elect. Bottom line, all Israel's going to come back and be saved in the kingdom. But the reason why we in this truth and this faith is the right thing to do. And also because we want to be part of that first resurrection. We don't want to have to see that second death. Be a part of that second death. We want to live through that. I'll start at verse 6 again. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So yeah, you got to go through that path, and you got to bear your own cross, because only one man could go through at once. But you might as well stay on that narrow path, because if you veer to the right, there's going to be a fire. And if you veer to the left, it's deep water. So you might as well stay on that path and do the right thing. Keep praying that the Lord be with you, that the Lord put the Spirit on you. Keep doing the work. Stay in the Spirit. Follow the commandments to the best of your ability. Go through that narrow path. Otherwise, you're going, as verse 7 say, on the right is a fire, and on the left is deep waters. So really, you ain't got no choice but to do the right thing. And that's for all of Israel. The scriptures say he who does not seek the Lord should be put to death. So you gotta go through that narrow path. You got to. And if you don't, you just be put to death. Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, If he never shall pass the danger set before, how shall he receive this inheritance? So again, you got to go through it. Yahushua had to bear his cross. Yahushua had to go through what he went through when he came on earth as a man. And look, after that, now he's up in the heavens, just waiting for the Lord to give that go, so he could come back and destroy the wicked and deliver the elect. So even Yahushua had to bear his cross. He had to go through his narrow path, that straight path. And the word straight, S-T-R-A-I-T, means a position of difficulty, because this is difficult. Anybody will be alive. They say that a brother told them that this is easy. Being in truth is easy. You know. From there, I want to skip down to verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide. So we suffer these things, but yet our hope is of immortality, like the scriptures say in Wisdom of Solomon. Our hope is of immortality. Our hope is of seeing Jacob's trouble happen and going through it, making it through it, and seeing this thing through, and being lifted up in them chariots of the Most High. That's what our hope is, and being part of that first resurrection. All the promises that the scriptures speak of. That's what we want. So that we suffer these things. It's the right thing to do, and then it get inside of our DNA that, we suffering. In a sense, though, we don't want to have a life in Babylon, anyways, because everything really irks us, man. Everything is vexing to us, period, anyways. So we suffering these things, waiting and hastening the arrival of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh Yahushua. Verse 18. Verse 18 again in 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. So those who being wicked, they not in heaven. The 2/3, they not in heaven. They suffering and stuff anyways, but they have no faith, so they shall not see the salvation. They should not be saved anyways. So they losing. They shall suffer Jacob's trouble. They shall not. Those who don't have faith, and 2/3 not gonna be kept from the hour of temptation, and the Lord gonna have some of them delivered up to the pestilence, some of them delivered up to the famine. So they gonna suffer things anyway. So you might as well suffer now. Be in this truth sincerely. Keep praying to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua for wisdom, knowledge, and the ability to endure, and the necessities of this truth. Those are main necessities of this truth. And to keep your spirit, keep doing those things, because if you fall out this truth, you still gonna suffer. You still under the curses, and you still in hell. So you might as well do the right thing and go through that straight and narrow path, because wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads into destruction, as the scriptures say. And with that, Shalom.